Benson on the bottom. Fuller and Rick Wilson. Fuller.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. And tumbling goes Randy LaJoie over the hood of the 92 Larry Pearson.
There goes the page.
Back to the line. And it is Chad Little leading Jimmy Spencer to the line. A horrendous pileup out of turn 4.
29 to go now as the green flag flies once again. Haley, not a great restart here as Ryan C gets off to a good start. And now they're 4 wide going into 1. And around goes the 7. Hard into the outside wall.
Buddy, hang on. Hang on.
On the apron, the 21 of Anthony Alfredo was into the wall hard. He's upside down, sliding through 1 and 2. Ross Chastain has the advantage down on the bottom. He's still at front. Here comes that 98 and the 88 tandem in the middle of the track. Johnny Sauter, he won at Daytona earlier this year. Can he do it again? They wreck behind him. They're rolling behind him. Now the 88 spins. Thor's Ford is going to win. It's going to be Johnny Sauter that will get the win, but they wreck behind him.
Matt Crafton has not got to the start-finish line yet.
And they're still wrecking. Crafton does slide by the start-finish line.
Kelly Sutton has wrecked. And Dick, I think that's the number 10 on its roof of Danny Bagwell.
Covered off turn 2. Looks like the car on the outside got into the 0-2 car of Kelly Sutton. And then this is just chain reaction down the backstretch.
Trouble!
Start-finish line. Logano comes down into Paul Menard. One car gets up on top of a group and goes flipping over and over. And the 30 lands on its roof. That's Parker Kligerman.
Cole Witt's teammate that just wrecked in that first caution.
Brandon Davis's team, Swan Energy, suddenly has 2 cars torn up. There's Dave Blaney.
Labonte blocks Bobby Hamilton.
Cannot believe it.
Contact! Bobby Labonte's over. It's the big wreck on the final lap. They're racing back for the win. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart are side by side. This is for the victory as Jeff Burton gets in the middle of it. At least 10 cars involved in the wreck on the backstretch.
And here's trouble on the front straightaway. Big time trouble. It's Rick Mast on his roof.
Upside down. Rick Mast skating into the infield. The yellow flag
across by the start-finish line directly in front of us. Rick Mast getting in the wall, the tri-oval area. He has slid about 1,000 feet. And the car coming to rest directly below us.
We might also tell you that the 37 car of Jeremy Mayfield.
Oh my goodness, we've gone through.
Big crash, a car upside down here on the main straightaway.
Keep going, keep going. And the track looks to be blocked. Well, there is one lane. The cars aren't going by there.
Going to be 2 laps to go when we come around this time. And there goes Daniel Hemrick. Off the bumper of Sheldon Creed. And this is the big one here at Talladega.
Oh, my. Got one upside down. Is that Daniel Hemrick?
Upside down.
Most of the field is caught up in this wreck. Only a handful of cars are driving by us right now.
Caution is out at Daytona at lap 15 in the Napa 300. Jeff Green, last year's runner-up. There he is, climbing. He's already got his cap on.
Wow.
After flipping that car at 190 miles an hour. He's got a sponsor cap on and walking away. I guess he's all right.
Boy, that just tells you how well these cars are built, and the roll cage did its job because he turned over several times down the front straightaway.
Well, they were spraying water in the car. I'll tell you, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But when you do that in a hot car...
Oh, we've got trouble in turn 1. Look at that, 2 automobiles. That's Dale Earnhardt in the Wrangler Jeans machine. As you can see, oil pouring out of the rear of that car. Earnhardt got into it with Tim Richmond in the Stacy back number 2. Earnhardt upside down, and we'll watch it on the instant replay from our Ms. Lou cameras. Here's Earnhardt coming up behind Richmond. Earnhardt clips Richmond in the left rear quarter.
Here they are, out of the tri-oval, back for the first turn. And it's still side by side for the lead. As they, we've got trouble down here and directly below us in the tri-oval. It's Phil Barkdahl in car number 73. Barkdahl crashing into the wall. It did not go over. Quite a lot of flame. We don't see any signs of Phil Barkdale getting out. He must be still in there trying to get out hard. The flame's dying down. The gas got pretty... Oh, there he is. Barkdale is moving, trying to extricate himself from this totally destroyed automobile.
Sometimes that's the easiest thing to say, but man, you love to hear it when they're saying something to you.
Well, Hall, oh, we have a spin, and a couple of cars upside down. That's Hobgood.
That's Jake Hobgood. I mean, Will Hobgood, 65.
And the other car is 48, I believe. A.J. Frank, yes. So 2 cars upside down. One of them is still upside down. And a third car has spun and hit the wall.
Look out! A spin by Wallace, and he's up and over. Wallace gets back on all fours. The 38 of Leffler is also involved. The race is going to end under caution. And we'll have to wait for NASCAR to give us the official as to which car was the leader.
Closely, so if that's a problem,
Oh, there's trouble. Oh, out of control all the way up and over. It's the number 29.
Robert Presley.
Around goes Presley, and he picks it up.
Wow, that had to be a...
Robert Presley in an Oh My Heart ride.
Took Scooby-Doo for a ride, didn't he?
Forced his way to the middle.
Middle of 3. You're middle of 3. Come on, 13. You got a guy coming to you. Not over. Keep digging.
They're crashing. Rhodes into Crafton.
Keep digging. Damn.
Crafton up and over.
And Casgralla looks to me like will win this race. Jarrett to the outside. All that skirmishing left a clear path for Jarrett on the outside.
Oh, trouble.
Rudd in the wall, hard. Schrader in the wall, hard. Jarrett the winner. Gordon second. And Rudd on his roof for the second time in the Bud shootout. Reminiscent of 1984 when his car tumbled in the air. Ricky Rudd, Bobby Labonte wrecked.
And she lost about 10 spots. Oh, we got trouble coming off of 2 already.
Matt Kenseth is around a hard hit. Kenseth took a hard hit.
Oh, it's somebody on the head.
Donnie Nuremberg in 52 goes tumbling down the backstretch and then in the inside wall.
Sauter involved in it. And that, the thing about this racetrack is
We are destroyed.
it's like a pinball. When they start wrecking, there's just nowhere to go.
In number 47, then Earnhardt, then Baker. But Lake Speed and Darrell Waltrip, though they are not running with the leaders, continue to keep pace with the leader. Where's the problem? In the first turn, a car slams the wall, flipping end over end. A terrific accident here. More cars spinning, more colliding with the wall. One car completely airborne and fire on one of the machines. A serious accident here. The race has been clean to this point.
Oh, car trouble.
Here, got it.
Spinning, crashing. That is the Trevor Boyce car. In big trouble out of turn number 4. It's a hard way to get a caution.
That was not the way that Richard Childers wanted it. He's moving around. He's just cut the switches off. He's coming out of the car after taking a ride like that, getting out that quickly.
Trouble, turn 3. Car spinning up into the wall mid-pack.
It's Dale Jarrett, one of them.
Mark Martin is in it. Elliott Sadler, the rookie, and car spin.
See Terry Labonte.
Well, that showed you which car was upside down.
Right there.
Denny Hamlin took 2 tires that time. On Nemechek took 4 as Nemechek goes by him or tries to.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Here we go again, boys.
And up and over goes Casey Mears.
What a day. I don't think I've ever I've been here, coming here for 30 years. I've never seen a day like this.
That was ugly. Hamlin got turned and squeezed up into 2 cars on the high side, one of which was Mears.
There he is.
And for Jeff Gordon, he's doing this for someone else.
Here goes the pass. Gordon making a move on the inside of Earnhardt. Oh, Jarrett's loose.
Down the back straightaway. Big trouble. Earnhardt out. Up and over number 3. And for the 19th time, Lady Luck deals a bad hand.
He did. He went backwards because he chose the right.
Oh,
He's wrecking. Joey Logano. Hamlin
Up and over on
Logano. And Keselowski is in it.
Boy, it's just scary. Anytime that air gets underneath that car, gets it airborne like that. Thankful to see that car get back on 4 wheels.
Oh, Suarez. Briscoe got into the back of Suarez, and he gets pounded.
Dang it.
Oh,
Buscher's upside down.
I think he hooked a drain. See, that right front wheel dug underneath the car, and that's what dug in and caused it to start flipping. Violent.
Black flag, they say. Consultation flag maybe coming out. We've got another terrible crash. A serious crash again, and turn number 2 has claimed another victim, and there are still cars spinning and crashing. Now from another angle, here is another angle of what happened. You can see him sliding in and getting caught and flipping backwards, upside down, and then those hard, nasty, sidewinding rolls that bite you.
I mean, this is something that just has caught on in the last couple of years. So,
upside down, over and over, the 83 of Mike Afrano. A big wreck coming out of turn number 4. Into the grass he goes. Another car sliding by.
That's James Hilton in the 48 car.
Rolling numerous times, the 83 of Mike Afrano.
Oh, we have trouble in turn number 2. Johnny Anderson, flipping the third-place car, has crashed on turn number 2. Anderson's car totally destroyed. You could see his arm out of the car as the car was rolling side over side. Safety crews on their way to car number 77. Anderson running in a very tight draft.
And a trouble. Oh, we have a car upside down, rolling down the racetrack. That's the number 48 car, driven by Greg Sachs.
Looks like
also
leg speed.
Leg speed also involved. Greg Sachs' car on its top. However, we can see movement inside the cockpit. We believe there's a small fire burning in the engine compartment.
It looks that way on top of the engine.
And the 99 has turned over Brad Keselowski.
And we have a caution.
I don't know if I'm okay.
Keselowski was on track for a 6th place finish.
Boy,
and we're told there was contact between Edwards and Keselowski.
Oh, another car up on the wall here is Ken Schrader. Just like the one car.
Oh,
he stays on the roof.
Yeah. Steve Park landed on all 4s, but Schrader is upside down in exactly the same area of the racetrack that Steve Park had his crash early on.
Get some kind of big move here off turn 4 like Kevin did. Oh, and there
Shots into the wall
They
with
ran.
the one of McMurray. 3, 4 cars around. One on its roof. One car hard into the wall.
That was
and it ends in flames and sparks.
Our front row sitter up here, he's got a torn up race car,
Martin
78
Truex
car.
Got a long way to go. Coming to the white flag.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes Kurt Busch around.
Oh.
Crash behind you. Crash.
Oh, upside down.
Martin is over on his roof. Back on his wheel. Into the wall. Casey Mears, Rudiman is there. Reagan is there. Robbie Gordon, Jeff Gordon. To Montoya driving through the grass.
Kenny Schrader is okay, climbed out of his car unhurt, and I tell you that first because when you see the video, you'll wonder how.
Gets around right there going down into turn 1. Could be a nut. Oh, my goodness. Upside down,
You're
over.
entering that corner at almost 200 miles per hour.
That had to be quite a ride right there.
33 lead lap cars as Paul Tracy just made a stop, went a lap down. Crash, car upside down, start finish line.
Stewart,
It is Stewart.
Danny Quinn in the 50 got into it.
Don't see anyone else, but Stewart has taken a wild ride.
Reports to the team they think they may have some slight cosmetic damage with the crash.
Trouble in turn 1.
Oh, car on its roof.
Michael Waltrip. Mark Martin is in it. One of the championship contenders.
Elliott Sadler, the pulse of the 38 car.
We can see what happens here, BP. You see Mark Martin there, and looks like Elliott Sadler got turned by Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, looks like he got hit by the 48 car getting down the corner.
And Michael went over twice.
And if you're lucky, you guessed right, we've got a problem. That is Schrader into the pack. Kent goes out with him. Allison wins the race. Baker is second. Marcus third. Another look at the accident.
Well, really what happened right there, Keith, was Kenny went up in front of Marcus, and I think Marcus did tap him in the back and get him squirrely before this really took place here. Now, you talk about racing luck. Now, here the guy runs that good all day and ends up crashing at the end.
Looking for his 5th win at Talladega. Works his way back to the front. And Junior, where his father won 10 times.
Oh, we got a car sideways in the trail.
Number 5, the checker is out, and somebody upside down. Elliott Sadler.
Again.
Lands on his wheels.
Right. Yeah, good save right there. You all right?
Sadler, who had that terrible tumble here a year ago, on his roof at the finish.
His spotter, Eddie DeHunt, just told him it's time to be green.
There he goes. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, up the side, down. Side.
Well, AJ, that was a humdinger.
Yes, it was, and that's there he is, upside down, and I hope he's all right. I see him moving around in there.
Sadler, big run right there. You saw what he did.
Oh, around goes the 60. Austin Cindric wrecking in front of the crowd. Daniel Hemrick's caught up. Tyler Reddick, Cindric, barrel rolls.
And when you're done, top one.
Lands back on his wheels.
Okay, Matt Tiff trying to make a lot happen. Still outside.
Oh, Briscoe gets loose. Austin Wayne Self around. Heavy contact with the 99 of Peters, up and over. There's the replay of the accident that brought out the final caution in the wild ride endured by Timothy Peters.
Everything's going fine. You think you're in the right place, doing a good job. All of a sudden, a bunch of cars go by you on the outside.
And you're still wide open. Say, roll, what? Whoa, trouble.
Boy,
the 2-car upside down, over and on to Scott Briggs. It's the big one.
Oh, boy, who is that still flipping?
Sauter. It was Johnny Sauter.
There's not anybody left.
I mean, I only see about 4 or 5 cars that are coming around through 3 and 4 right now that were not in this race. They see Mike McLaughlin in 18. They're still getting upside down. Cars driving under cars.
Kyle Busch was in the truck. He's driving. Oh, there they go.
Hornaday goes around. The rain cart the kid almost upside down, and he does go on his foot as Ron Hornaday.
There just wasn't any way.
Hornaday rolls again in turn number 1.
Looked like the Todd got pushed by the 95 of Grant Enfinger, and it turned him into the truck on the inside of him. And then you see Ron Hornaday going upside down. Grant was just doing what he saw there. Ooh, wow, look at that hit late.
Harvick slides up in front of traffic.
Cars upside down, cars everywhere.
Come on.
And turn 4 is Calamity Corner once again. The field is frozen. Jeff Gordon came across with Stewart and Johnson side by side, but there are half a dozen cars littered between turn 3 and the start-finish line.
He's all right.
White flag. White flag is out. 2.6 miles to go. Oh, trouble. The big one. On the dinger. On his lid. Side over side. End over end.
Kevin Harvick's going to win this race.
Yeah, that's... The race is official because the white flag was displayed, and Kevin Harvick was in the race lead.
Jim Bound in trouble going down toward turn 1. That one upside down. 2 cars in a wall. 1 sliding down the banking on its roof. Yeah, turning over. Richard Lassiter. Car slid a long way on its roof, but held up. Yeah, it looked like the most violent lick was when it was coming off the banking. It was just slipping.
This is Robbie Gordon's Briggs and Stratton on board camera.
And there we go. No!
Steve Griffin with a horrible crash and fire on the racetrack.
It's knocked the gas tank out of the 41 car. That's what we see blazing over there.
Terry Labonte is and Derek Cope has gone up over the tire barrier, up over a bank, and the Fingerhut Ford.
Oh my goodness.
That is a wild ride. Full course caution is out once again.
Cope's okay. He's moving around.
He is moving around. In fact, he is trying to get the car started.
Oh, there we go. There we go. There was no way.
He's Kurt Busch up and over. Boyer's in it. Bobby Labonte's in it. Stremmy's in it. Jeff Gordon down to the ground.
Nothing else coming from behind you.
And Kurt Busch went over and over.
This kid's ugly. Watch his thing.
Right on top of Ryan Newman.
Hadn't Ryan Newman had cars on top of him before here?
I think the 2009 race.
I think you're right.
Perfect's getting a run off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line.
Big crash. Here they come. Checker flag. Kevin Harvick wins the Daytona 500.
We got one car on his roof coming across the start-finish line.
Still wrecking. They're wrecking everywhere. Boyer's on fire. Jeff Gordon's wrecked.
And they are still wrecking.
Oh boy, Stanley Steamer.
Whoa, there's.
And around she goes into Kenseth.
Oh gosh.
Up in the air and into the wall hard.
Man, Kenseth.
Man, I thought he was going to catch the catch fence back there. The way it landed was.
I am not believing it.
He's fine, boy. You got the window net down right away out of frustration. The 4 car, Harvick.
Once again, just on the inside of Brink.
Oh, look out! Oh, and upside down is Earnhardt. This is going to be a mess.
Spin behind us, waving.
The 33 of Harvick. Joey Logano involved. More cars still spinning in this multiple car crash. Just that quick.
Stay on the yellow line. They're trying to make something happen up top here. Stay on the yellow line.
Jason White, and around they go. That will bring the caution out as Joey Coulter goes flying into the catch fence just past the start-finish line, and that will mean John King will win at Daytona. The caution came out just as the pack made it past the start-finish line.
Oh, big crash in turn number 2. David Ruderman. Oh, goodness. 6 gets, it's like, oh, my gosh. Wow. Like Boris said, got into the 6 car. David Reagan. Oh, my goodness.
He's trouble. Contact on the backstretch. It's Mike Waltrip and now Brian Vickers. Robbie Gordon, 31. The time. Oh, Waltrip's over. 1, 2, 3 times for Michael Waltrip.
Well, there's the big one right there. There's a lot of good cars right there. Is that Sterling Marlin in there?
40 cars in it. That's Michael Waltrip's car upside down.
Jeff Gordon for third, and they're side by side for fourth. That's Jimmy Johnson downstairs. It was outside. You've got Kurt Busch. Now we got trouble. Kyle Busch goes around. Jeff Gordon is in the fence. Kyle Busch saves it. Jeff Gordon now on his side as he slams the outside retaining wall. Kyle Busch also involved, but it's Jeff Gordon now on his roof. Over the DuPont Chevrolet goes of Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon began barrel rolling a number of times, comes to a stop on his roof. We are under caution. Lots of damage to so many cars.
200.503 miles an hour in the Harry Ranier Chevrolet. But then, lap 2, winds gusting to 40 miles an hour. Catch Yarborough in turn 3. And in turn 4, big trouble. Yarborough Chevrolet was totaled. A backup short track Pontiac was shipped down from Charlotte.
Oh, trouble. Steve Park is off into the infield. Another car involved. Over on his lid, it's Parkindale Jr. Terrible crash.
Man, Steve Park's car just turned dead left when he came off turn 2.
We're under caution at Daytona. Michael Waltrip has just taken a stinging sidewinder flyer from the tri-oval down toward turn 1. One car got in the back of him and he went for a ride, and he's climbing out okay.
under his own power. They're not having to help him out. That's a good sight.
A year ago, Morgan Shepherd led this race. He has led it today. He finished 13th. He said it was that win.
Out of control goes Kenseth.
And over on his roof.
Get back on the wheel.
A wild ride for the Daytona 500 winner, Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, I think they did touch a little bit there going into turn one.
Oh, and Lake Speed is
on the roof.
Flipping down the backstretch. The car rolling over several times.
Dave Marcus involved in it. Looked like Jimmy Spencer's car was involved. Here comes Hut Strickland spinning around. Jimmy Means in the back of the pack got by.
Back up front, Mark Martin has picked up where he left off before. One car spinning, the car number 41.
Johnny Benson, as a car takes a roll as it slid backwards, apparently the air just picked the back end of it up and around and rolling over. Here they come back to the start-finish line. Mark Martin will lead them through the start-finish line.
Just heard Casey Kane talking to his Tommy Baldwin. He said the track is getting tighter. Big crack. Big crack.
Car upside down on the back straightaway. Carl Long has crashed hard. Collected Bobby Labonte through the process. Man, Carl's car just took a wild tumble.
Look at McMurray. He has a big run down.
Oh, we got one spinning.
And it's McMurray.
Got it. Track it.
Man, that thing is flipping, rolling.
That car is junk.
You got that right.
Well,
I just hope he's okay.
A ride right he there. Had been incredibly fast. He got a huge run off turn 2, caught a pack of cars, made a quick move, and ended up in the fence.
They are 2 and 3 wide behind him. Crossover, that's comes. Austin Hill in the 21. Big crash, up and over. Caution is out. That's Myatt Snyder.
Looks like he's moving around, winning it down. That's a good sign. I believe Austin Hill's got this.
And the leader, Austin Hill.
In turn 1, yesterday afternoon, half hour left in the final practice. You're riding with Elliott Sadler. There's the tire blowing. There's the first time over, second, third. How many times did you go over, Elliott?
I think we ended up 12 times before it was all said and done. It's definitely the scariest time of my life, but I tell you what, the Wood brothers built me a great race car as far as being safe. NASCAR did a great job on the specs, and I'm just happy to be here with you fine people today.
No, got trouble getting into 3, guys. Joey Logano.
Big crash.
Oh, he's all tapped down.
Over and over, Logano goes between 3 and 4.
No.
Our car will come back to rest on all 4 tires. Heavy crash here on lap 32. See Robbie Gordon, Martin Truex, Reed Sorensen involved in this. I looked up, saw the 20 car on the apron getting into the corner.
Logano on the outside. And Byron's around. He crashes. Caution is out.
Heavy impact to the inside wall by the 42 of Larson.
Kyle Larson, Jeffrey Earnhardt with heavy damage.
Welcome back to Daytona.
It's the big one, gang. It's the big one. It's what we've all been fearing. This kind of racing is going to happen.
A horrible crash on the back straightaway that began when Tony Stewart got turned sideways against the backstretch wall number 20. Jason Leffler all torn up. The defending Cup champion Labonte. Stewart, there's fire underneath the hood of Bobby Labonte's car. He's out. He's okay.
This car just loose early on in this race, but they did settle down.
Back straightaway. 48 hit, and Jimmy Johnson goes 30
down. Busher. Oh, man.
Chris Busher on his lid and lands back on his wheels. Caution.
Oh, man, we saw full ride off the corner over there. I was afraid to look at it.
Michael Annett involved.
Trouble off trouble board. Newman slams the wall. Man. Comes Schrader, and Newman is in the air and over.
Ryan Newman, last year's Rookie of the Year. The rear end ripped from the car as he slides down the asphalt, and when that car hit the grass of the tri-oval, Ryan Newman went upside down. And a big...
Trouble! Oh, and one car upside down.
Casey Atwood. And sliding through the grass, Kenson climbs around.
White and yellow flag.
Atwood's car is destroyed. And did the leader get the caution flag? If he did, they will slow to the checkered flag. If not, they have to come around.
But we expect to see a new rule before we race against trouble. Multi-car wreck in the front of the field. Oh, and Scott Riggs on his roof. Oh, Riggs. Man, there's been a lot of cars getting on their roof lately.
Just about like running an event in a pizza oven, and there's
a spin. There's trouble.
Car upside down. Schrader's number 25, side over side, end over end. Another car in trouble and also getting airborne.
Terry Labonte is involved. His car spinning around on the grass. There is Elton Sawyer spinning around. Rusty Wallace there. There's Lake Speed.
A while ago, we saw Jarrett and Earnhardt were capable of pull away a little bit. They're trying to break it in.
Trouble behind. Rusty Wallace is turning over.
Rusty Wallace, 20 feet in the air, spinning, crashing.
Well, I'll tell you, when they're running that close together, jockeying around position, you just know that things like this are going to happen. And a very unfortunate situation for Rusty Wallace here. Here's
back to the line.
The flag as Dale Jarrett moves around the Hutch Strickland car.
The white flag is out. They're going to crash with a big run. They're crashing. Christopher Bell upside down.
That hurts, and that thing landed about 6 or 8 times pretty hard.
What about Brandon Brown? He slides through there. Looks like he's going to be credited with a 4th place finish.
I think he might have got in the back of William Byron.
We've heard. Oh, here's a car upside down.
Big time crash upside down.
It's Ryan Newman. See Kevin Harvick there. Marcus Ambrose.
Ambrose is there, comes across. Harvick stops, and Newman's car comes to rest upside down on its roof. We were hoping it would not happen, and here with 5 laps to go, indeed it has.
Hell of a job.
Hey, wait a minute. If you're racing here, you should just go by Junior, and there's trouble again. 3 on the stage.
My goodness.
And a major hit for Dexter Stacy. Blaine Perkins with huge damage.
He hit the end of the wall, Joey.
Great when he kicks out like that.
Oh, my. Debris everywhere. And a tire bounding out of control into the wall.
Implemented a specialized team completely dedicated to restrictor plate racing. Less than a dozen people. Oh, and we've got trouble on the track, and it's Kyle Busch upside down.
Big time crash. Kyle Busch goes upside down and rolls down across on his roof here on lap 26. Cars comes back over, and now side over side barrel rolls. And comes to rest on its wheels.
A bad crash here at Talladega. Just a very, very bad crash. Mark Martin is involved. So is Rusty Wallace, Brett Bodine, Elton Sawyer. One car overturned in the banking of turn number 1, got up into the catch fence and came back onto the racetrack. I don't know who it was at the moment, but this is a very, very ugly looking crash.
A car's out of control. Maynard Troyer's Ford number 60 flips an incredible number of times. The roll bar cage that protects the driver and keeps the roof up is intact. The yellow flag whips.
Earnhardt on the inside and Sterling Marlin outside.
And Ernie going with Earnhardt down on the inside. That's going to hit. Oh, big time trouble.
Terrible crash. Front of the field all torn up. Earnhardt's car destroyed. A major crash.
Okay, a terrible crash. Richard Petty's car has turned over 7 or 8 times coming off turn 4 and was just struck by another car. It's one of the most violent accidents we've ever seen at the Daytona International Speedway here as leader Darrell Waltrip squeezes through. Petty's car nosed into the wall and then went sideways and barreled end over end and then side over side time after time.
Caution. Yellow is back on the track. We got a major crash through the tri-oval. Car on fire coming to the line right here in front of us. It's Ted Musgrave's car, front and rear. And Bonnet's car is also involved in the incident. There are 4 or 5 cars that have crashed here in the tri-oval. There is Neil Bonnet's number 31 torn up front and rear.
Oh, level and in trouble is 07 LaJoy. Randy LaJoy slamming into the wall. Randy LaJoy out of Norwalk, Connecticut, destroying his automobile. Randy LaJoy, second generation driver, absolutely destroying the Bob Johnson car number 07.
Well, that's why he's doing what he's doing. He's just mirror driving all over the racetrack.
Oh, trouble. Elliott Sadler over once and a half and on his roof. Now the car tumbling hard onto the pavement in turn 3. Caution is out. A terrible crash.
Hey, okay, man.
Okay, guys, back it down, back it down. We're not racing.
Jimmy Spencer is second. They come through the tri-oval. Checkered is waving. Ernie Irvin wins, and Rusty Spence then gets airborne and flips wildly right at the start-finish line. Very reminiscent of his accident at Daytona.
Earnhardt right up on the back bumper of Rusty, and he does touch him.
That's
and
why
around he goes, and that's one reason that Dale Earnhardt went down there.
That's why he was so concerned, because he touched Rusty Wallace to start this situation, it looks like.
And the car overturns about 6 or 7 times, pirouetting on its nose, end over end, side over side.
All right, it is a magnificent chess game that is being played here. Oh, trouble! Ricky Rudd slamming toward the wall. Crashing, rolling over, side over side. Ricky Rudd, Ford automobile out of control, side over side several times.
There was some talk of whether the team could switch points.
Whoa, whoa, guys, whoa, whoa. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. I have never seen anything like that in my life.
He hit that wall a ton.
Oh, my gosh.
Michael's moving around in the car. My goodness.
Been a crash on the home stretch. A car upside down.
And that's
a blue car. It is Richard Petty.
The position that he was in, it looked like blood coming out. It was a scary scene.
At the time I used to run with a rag in my mouth. Well, and rags got to coming out the windows and stuff and looked terrible.
Into the guardrail, side over side, end over end, and Davey Allison has experienced a horrifying crash. Davey Allison. His car is upside down. Fuel is pouring out of it. The safety crew is right there.
Yarborough's trying to pass. They're in deep trouble. Cale Yarborough's over the wall. He never even touched the guardrails. He sailed down that 40-foot slope. Quake slides through the infield. Leroy Yarborough was clipped as he tried to avoid the collision. His trunk lid was torn off. Sure glad I wasn't close when it happened.
Oh, look at Earnhardt got sideways. Somebody looked like made some contact.
Uh-oh, we've got a problem.
Contact there, for sure. Darrell Waltrip and Joe Rutt. Waltrip's car gets on his roof and over and over.
Darrell Waltrip tumbling down the backstretch. What appears to be a very, very serious crash. Joe Ruttman, the other car involved in that incident. Darrell Waltrip.
Come on, BW. It looked like the car was going to slide through the grass there and be okay, but then I don't know if it crossed some pavement or something that dug in.
Can Keselowski try to win it?
I don't know. I don't think he can step out until he waits till the last second and picks up. He goes to the outside. Is Edwards going? Oh, no. He turns him. No.
Oh, and that destroys Nascar.
No.
Edwards will not make it to the flag.
Brad Keselowski won this race.
Unbelievable. Carl Edwards' car destroyed, and Junior's protege, Keselowski, the winner. Ryan Newman off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside. Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof, Ryan Newman comes across the line for it. Blaney tried the top side, tried to get low. Ryan Newman goes around. The car goes to its roof, and here's the on-rushing Corey LaJoie picking it up and over.
Keselowski 22, Stewart 33, and contact. Smith turned around. Tony Stewart is going to win this race. A terrible crash coming to the finish.
This is a big wreck.
Kyle Larson's car with the front end severely torn off. Bailing out of the car.
To the bottom of the track. Junior will win at Daytona. And the big one happens behind them.
Oh my God.
The 3 of Austin Dillon into the catch fence. All the crews getting out to that car to assist these drivers. Thumbs going up from all the crew members, and the crowd roars.
Take a look at what happened here that's brought out the second caution of the day.
There's Stanley Smith in the middle in the black car. They were running 3 abreast going into that turn, Ken. There's the car number 1 of Rick Mast.
There is one car that has gone over the wall, as you see in that. And there are the remains of the car that went over the wall.
And it looks like someone standing there with a helmet, Ken.
And got out of that.
Let's hope that is the case. The helmet goes off.
Jeff's staying up high going in the corner. He's not following the truck in front of him. Don't know what's going on there.
Whoa! Oh, look out! We got trouble. This is going to hurt.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my.
Oh, my.
Yep.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Lyndon Amick, the green car, goes down. He and Kurt Busch go up, and they touch the 46 of Rob Morgan, and outside retaining wall goes Jeffrey Bodine.
The truck comes totally apart. You'll see the motor flying off there on the left upper portion of your screen. It ended up about 300 feet further down the track. One more view. Look how high he got.
I've been around this sport since 1960, and I've never seen a crash that a vehicle was torn up that bad. There's Jeffrey Bodine after he was taken out of the truck trying to get the oxygen mask off as he's taken to the ambulance.